going to go ahead and introduce him, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Color. Lois, that's a great, beautiful color on you. That pink looks awesome on the black background. Thank you all. Tune up, be a sponge for Ernesto.
And tomorrow, 11 a.m., we'll see you again. Thank you.
See you then.
Welcome to the Virtual Empowerment Weekend. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Lois Margolin, and I am your facilitator for actually this presentation, which is the ABC Speech Preparation Tactics. Let's go over some important housekeeping items first. In case you don't know, you will be muted and unable to mute yourself unless Ernesto, our presenter, asks us to, or he finishes his presentation. Your videos are on, and we encourage you to keep them on so that Ernesto can just feel your emotions and how excited you are. However, if you are doing something that's inappropriate, do us a favor and turn off those videos. At the end of the session, I will post an evaluation link that we would ask you to please fill in. So let's find out about Ernesto. As a young Bahamian male, Ernesto G. Williams is a 2009 graduate of Faith Temple Christian Academy and a 2015 graduate of the College of the Bahamas, having achieved a Bachelor of Secondary Education in English Language and Literature. In his lifelong pursuit to become a writer and Doctor of the Arts, he also aspires to be a college professor and a policy changer one day. In Toastmasters, he has accomplished tenure as a proud president of Luminaries Toastmasters Club number 1510789 and a proud sponsor of Visionaries Toastmaster Club number 7548881. He is currently employed as a curriculum editor for the Anglican Diocese of the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, an adjunct lecturer at the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, and Area 60 director. He sees himself as a humble, sociable, and extraordinary humanitarian with an unconventional mind and a passion for various faculties of society. One of his favorite ideologies of life is from the late Sir Martin Luther King Jr., which states, "If a man is called to be a street sweeper, he should sweep streets even as Michelangelo painted, or Beethoven composed music, or Shakespeare wrote poetry. He should sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will pause to say, 'Here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well.'" Thank you for sharing that. Please welcome Ernesto G. Williams.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Lois Margolin, and thank you so much to District 47 for allowing me the opportunity to present. This is definitely a first for me at this level, and I am excited. I am so happy to be able to work with each and every one of you and provide a little bit of me. I have, as Lois noted, I have served in several club positions and other positions outside of the realm of Toastmasters, and it's allowed me to help develop the voice you hear now. And so I've taken the experience, I've taken the time, I've taken what mentors and what this program has allotted me and bound it into one. And here's the presentation that I have for you today. And so I'm presenting on the ABCs of speech preparation tactics. And I want to provide you with this so that we are able to continue to work on the element of public speaking that we as Toastmasters thrive on each and every day. You know very well that this is not something that we master automatically. This is a process. This takes time, but not only time, practice. Not only practice, but commitment. And so we, of course, try this every now and again whenever we approach the lectern, whenever we sit with our mentors. And it's a great opportunity every single time to speak, to improve. But how well can we improve just by doing the speeches? I want to provide you some activities, some techniques that we can utilize in our spare time. I know many of us may be mentors, These are also techniques that you can utilize with your mentees. There might be people here with as mentees. These are wonderful tactics that you can do on your own to help better those elements of public speaking that you want to be stronger at. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. It's interactive. It's a workshop. It's not a presentation. And so I'm definitely going to be calling on individuals to speak. I am going to be as thorough and as clear as possible so that you can understand what we're doing. And I want to hear feedback. I want to hear people volunteering themselves, and I want you to give it your best. Thankfully, Distinguished Toastmaster Lois Margolin is going to assist us when it comes to time, because we want to stay on time as best as possible. My PowerPoint presentation has been failing me for a bit, and so until it comes on, I'm going to continue with this presentation. And there are 3 objectives in this presentation. We want to highlight those areas, 4 common areas by research that says we should be developing this on a daily basis. And once we've indicated that, we are going to see what statistics, some research, some credible individuals in the field have to say when we are addressing those. And then, of course, we are going to practice them in this session and see how these tactics can actually better our time. So let's go. I have a question. Why do you think public speaking is important? And I want you to take a second and go into your chat and respond. Why do you think public speaking is important? Take a moment and put that in there. Linda says, a way to share values from generation to generation. Woo! I went through my toes just now. I am here for it. McQuell says, to improve confidence, because we are always speaking in public. Paul says, to express yourself and make impact. Deborah says, effective communication. Woo! I love these responses. I love how we are already on the mark of what we need to do. By all means, keep sending them in. And all of you are correct. We want to definitely focus on developing ourselves, improving our self-confidence, but of course, other things as well, dousing fear and anxiety and depression. We want to be confident and strong, not just in Toastmasters, but with everyone in any area of our lives. And so if public speaking is so important, both inside and outside of Toastmasters, you really should spend some time focusing on it. You should spend, my recommendation, at least an hour a week developing your public speaking capabilities. Now, I know what you're saying. Ernesto, that's a lot. Or Ernesto, I'm very busy. Or Ernesto, where am I going to find the time? Well, one tip for the tactics that I want to get into is that every opportunity to open your mouth is an opportunity to practice public speaking. Every single one. You don't have to wait for the lectern. You don't have to wait to be called on by a chairperson. Just the conversations you have, formal or informal, family, at your work. Anytime that you have the opportunity to open your mouth or you have the opportunity to convey a message to someone else, use that opportunity. Utilize it. And that's how we hone our public speaking capabilities. And the more we hone them, the more we're able to draw on it subconsciously to the point where we don't need to think so much about bettering our vocal variety. It comes naturally. So use every opportunity to communicate. That's what I did. To be honest, that is what I did. I started at Luminaries 1510-789. I had no intentions of joining Toastmasters, but I had just finished my tenure as the president for the College of the Bahamas Union of Students, and I didn't want to end there. And the current president approached me. I joined because I loved the first meeting. I never stopped going. And then, of course, I continued from there. And I realized that these people are amazing. They're using their voices in such eloquent fashions that I want to do that. And I realized I couldn't just do it by waiting to speak once a week or twice a month. I had to hone my capabilities, to stop my speech crutches, to utilize my voice more. Use every opportunity. So there are several bits of research that coin things that we should focus on. Every element of public speaking deserves focus, but I want to focus on 4 today. The first one is cohesion and concision. Expressions and emotions are the second. Content and organization is the third. And then creativity and impromptu speaking is the fourth. I'll say it again while my PowerPoint takes its time coming up. Cohesion and concision, expressions and emotions, content and organization, creativity, and impromptu speaking. And those are all very, very important. We're going to take the time to go through each one. So let's talk about the first one very quickly. Cohesion and concision. When we're talking about cohesion, we're talking about unity. And when we're talking about concision, we're talking about being, quote unquote, short but sweet. So I want to encourage you that when you're speaking, you want to, or when you're practicing to speak, you want to focus on making sure that the words you utilize are united, everything is connected to the main idea, and of course, everything is concise. So it's short and sweet and to the point. So how do we do that? You want to focus on getting rid of excess words. You want to focus on getting to the point. You want to focus on summarizing at the end of what you have to say so that you are able to remind the listeners of what's important. So unity and being short and sweet, cohesion and concision. And I have an activity for you. This comes from a dear friend of mine, the past or former director of the Bahamas Department of Culture. Her name is Mrs. Rowena Poitier, now married. And of course, so that's Rowena Poitier Sutherland. And this is her idea. It's called a 1-minute sales pitch. And this is the activity, the first one we're going to do. The 1-minute sales pitch. Here's how it works. I am going to give, when you volunteer, I'm going to give you an item. And you have 1 minute to sell that item to everyone here in this Zoom call. And that's how it's going to work. I want you to think of being short and sweet, but making sure you use every word as best as you can to better or to help sell your pitch of why to sell that item. And I'm going to sell that, or someone's going to sell that. I see your hand, Toastmaster Ivanka Paul, but right before I choose you is distinguished Toastmaster Andrew Aubrey on the call. Distinguished Toastmaster Aubrey?
I am.
Excellent. Distinguished Toastmaster Aubrey, I want you to give us a good model of this. And I'm giving you a pen. I want you, in 1 minute, of course, the green light is going to come up by Distinguished Toastmaster Lois Margolin to tell you when your time is up. Sell us that pen. Make us want to buy it.
Thank you. Hi, and a pleasant good afternoon. Welcome to Pandemic 2020. Pen it or lose it. How many times have you forgotten or you found it but could not read it, or you just did not have a pen to write it and keep it? Well, no longer. Today, I'm offering you Pandemic 2020, a pen that is multicolored, black, blue, and red, which allows you to highlight important items. It's made of gold with silver lining, and so it's durability for any season. It has replaceable ink. That means it comes with 3 extra cartridges of ink. It can always be replaced. It has functional variety in writing. It can be fine point, it can be bold point, or it can be otherwise. You can also engrave your name on it. Now, you have 30 days in which to purchase this pen with a warranty, and you get all your money back. It's a limited time offer because it's only 2020. It's limited only until this session ends tomorrow, Sunday at 12:20, and there are only 2,020 of these made. So, who wants Pandemic 220?
And that's time. If you want to buy Pandemic 2020, please give Distinguished Toastmaster Aubrey a hand. Give him a thumbs up. I see people who want 3. Denise Rose says, I want that pen. I feel you with the spirit. Excellent. Excellent. So thank you so much, Distinguished Toastmaster Aubrey. To Toastmaster Ivanka Paul, I saw your hand. Go ahead and unmute yourself and reveal your video. And here is your item. You have to sell a conch shell. Sell a conch shell.
Most people walk along the side of the beach and think of nature's gifts. I would like to bring to you the treasures of the islands of the Bahamas. Something that can transport you to places unknown, as far as your imagination can take you. You see, this is not just a gift. This is a lifestyle. It is a limited edition. However, in order for you to acquire one of these, you must actually hold what it is that you need to possess to be one of the current owners of this, as we offer the authentication certificate that goes with it. The price is priceless. Nonetheless, for a mere $29.99, a one-time deposit, you can have limited escapes to the islands of the Bahamas. Thank you.
Who wants to buy that conch shell? Woo, woo. I see a lot of yeses. I see a lot of yeses. Woo, give me that lifestyle. Excellent stuff, Toastmaster Paul. I would love one more, at least one more volunteer before we move on to the next one. One more volunteer. I see two hands. Who are those hands? Oh, another hand is Patty Ruhr. Patty Ruhr, can you go ahead and unmute yourself?
I'm unmuted. I'm unmuted.
Wonderful. Toastmaster Ruhr, here is your item. Go ahead and in 1 minute, sell us a vacuum cleaner. And before you do that, the Distinguished Toastmaster Margolin, I need you to allow me to share. I believe my PowerPoint has behaved now. There are two of me.
Oh, there are two
Go
of
ahead,
you.
Toastmaster Ruhr.
Oh my gosh! Has your house turned into my house? There's just dust bunnies. They're tumbleweeds. Everything all over my house. It's gone crazy. The Center for Disease Control is going to come to my house if I don't do something. It's terrible. It's terrible. So I freaked out. I don't want to be evicted from my own house. So I did what you always do. I went on Google and I said what to do, and they said go to Amazon. I pressed on Amazon. You guys, I found a gigantic, beautiful, amazing vacuum cleaner that comes with its own man. So now living alone isn't so bad after all. You guys just go to Amazon. If you're a guy, there's vacuum cleaners that come with women, and if you're a man, if you're a woman, there's vacuum cleaners that come with guys. So, who cares about the tumbleweeds? Who cares about the cobwebs? You're gonna have fun.
Toastmaster Ruhr, that was intriguing. Toastmasters, who would buy that vacuum? Who would buy that vacuum?
He just said it came with a person?
Toastmaster Ruhr, are you selling a vacuum with a person?
Absolutely.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
Buy a vacuum and you get a free human being.
Yeah, because there's a lot of homeless people out on the street. So it's a public service. It's just a win-win.
I feel you with that one. Excellent job. Toastmasters and guests, I want to encourage you. My PowerPoint is up now, so I hope you're able to see it. But I want to encourage you to try this activity with yourself. Try when you walk up to someone and go ahead and give it a shot by stripping away excess words. Get to the point, stay on that point, and summarize your focus at the end. I'm going to move on. We had really appreciated the responses so far. So let's go to the next one. Expressions and emotions. expression, which is emoting spirit through one's body and voice, and then feelings, which is one's state of consciousness. So let's catch the difference in the scope here. Expression is to emote my spirit using my body and my voice. I'm not just standing still, but I'm utilizing my body and my voice to the betterment of the atmosphere that I'm conveying in my speech, as well as the feelings, my current state of consciousness, or the consciousness that I want to share to you. These are helpful. 55% of your speech is nonverbal communication, way more than content. You can have the greatest content in your speech, but if you don't have the nonverbal communication of body and eye contact added with the elements of verbal communication, you are not going to have the strongest speech. It's very important. So as you develop these traits in your speeches, be sure to eliminate speech crutches, experiment with your vocal variety, engage your full body, pay attention to your delivery, and convey what you feel. Now notice I said experiment with your vocal variety because some people think being really loud is great for them, and others think that you don't need to say all of that. Experiment, know your audience, and get the feel. And so, with that being noted, Kelly Allison and the Easel Street Presentation Empowerment Company, they recommend this activity called the nonsense speech activity. So on the next slide, you're going to choose any two gibberish words. Using only them and or their variations, convey a point. You are not allowed to use any other words but the two gibberish words you have chosen. And you're using them to convey an emotion or point. Use your body, use your vocal variety, use your eye contact, okay? And so we're gonna give this a try. I'm going to call on our incoming Division F Director, soon to be Distinguished Toastmaster, Juliana Duncanson. And I'm going to ask her to unmute her mic and say hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. And Toastmaster Clark, you are going to use two words, and your words are flibber, flabber. You can use variations of it like flib and flab, but you cannot use any other words. You have 1 minute, and you have to try and convey to us a feeling or some type of point. At the end of your minute, let's see if we can guess what you were trying to tell us. So don't tell us, just convey it as best as possible. Go ahead.
Flibber flab, flibber flab. Flibber, flibber, flibber flab. Flibber, flab, flab, flibber. Flab, 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 flibber flab. Flibber, flab, 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 flibber, flab.
Thank you, Toastmaster Clark. So, anybody in the chat, what is she trying to convey? I see chats popping up. I see them popping in. I see them popping in. I'm hearing she is tired. I hear sleepy, exhaustion, boredom. Her day is long. Exhausted. All right. Toastmaster Clark, is that what you were trying to convey?
Correct. Yeah. Tired. Yeah.
Excellent. Tired, exhausted. Good. And so let's get about 2 or 3 good volunteers. And I want you to think of either a feeling or a point that you're trying to convey. And I want you to make it tougher for us. I want you to really make it tough. I don't want to give you one, but let's see how it is. Who wants to give it a try? Wants to volunteer? And you may need to help me, Distinguished Toastmaster Margolin, if any hands are going up or people are saying they want to give it a try.
I don't see hands going up, but we can always do a voluntold if no one wants to raise their hand.
Lord, voluntold? Oh, I see 2 participants raised hands.
I was going to voluntold Austin anyway, so perfect.
Wonderful. Is that Distinguished Toastmaster Canonica?
I am here, Toastmaster Williams.
Distinguished Toastmaster Canonica.
I'm a black woman.
So let's go. Distinguished Toastmaster Canonica, pick one of the other 3, right? Green, blue, or orange?
I want to do the blue one.
Okay. So your word, your nonsense word, is shish boom ba. You could use shish, you could use boom, you can use ba. Those are your variations. And I want you to make this nice and tough for us. Convey something to us. You have a minute to do so. Go ahead.
Okay. Shish, boomba. Shish boomba. Shish boomba. Shish, shishi, sheesh. Boom, boom, boom. Ba, ba. Shish boom, shish boomba. Shish boomba. No shish boomba. Shish boomba.
Boomba only.
Shish boomba? Shish boomba. Shish boomba. Shish boomba. Ah, shish boomba. Shish boomba.
All right. Thank you, distinguished
I
Toastmaster.
feel like an alien.
I see some responses. He's arguing with himself, an entire conversation with himself. Phil the Chipman says he's confused. Someone says, do you want to go out with this girl? Shakira says, you're trying to make a decision. Clint says, a waiter.
Very close. Both of those are right on point.
Which ones were those?
I was contemplating ordering food and having a conversation with either myself or two people about types of food. And like, I don't like this food. You couldn't see, I was trying to rub my tummy and stuff, but that was really hard.
I saw you do this, and so I thought food as well.
I'm always thinking about food.
I thought food as well. That was really good. That was really good. Any other volunteers? Please give it a try. I have two more nonsense words. And
We have Linda Ellie.
Ellie, go ahead and unmute your mic and pick either green or orange. I'll pronounce them for you.
Hi. Okay. Tuda Nizi, orange.
Okay, yeah. That is correct. That is Tuda Nizi. So Tuda Nizi, Tuda Nizi. All of those variations work. You have your idea in your head?
I do.
Go ahead.
Tuda Nizi. Tuda Nizi. Tuda Nizi, Tuda Nizi. Tuda Nizi, Tuda Nizi. Tuda Nizi. Tuda Nizi, Tuda Nizi.
And I see that green light. So, Toastmasters and guests, what was Ellie trying to convey to you? I don't feel well. Child arguing, trying to get attention, disappointed, frustrated. She needs something. I'm waiting for something, frustrated. A bad child, in love. Any of these are right, Ellie?
Yeah, it's more the child aspect of like trying to get the parent to give in to something.
Good, excellent. This is a really good activity that you can do in your Toastmasters clubs as well. This is something that a mentee and a mentor can do. Even if the mentor gives the mentee an idea to try and convey, and you're trying to see if that mentee can capitalize on it, on their body and their expressions and their feelings to convey that. Let's get one more. Is there one last one, Lois?
All righty, let me see. We did have somebody in here. We had Daisy Gibson.
All right. Toastmaster Gibson, unmute yourself. The last one is yours. You have ROVA SPARKET. So that's ROVA SPARKET, ROVA SPARKET, any variation of those. Hello? Toastmaster Gibson?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you well. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
Okay. ROVA SPARKET, ROVA SPARKET. ROVA SPARKET, ROVA SPARKET. How ROVA SPARKET. ROVA SPARKET. Oh my ROVA SPARKET. Aha! ROVA SPARKET. ROVA SPARKET.
And the green light is on.
ROVA SPARKET. ROVA SPARKET.
So, anyone can guess what Toastmaster Gibson was trying to convey with her ROVA SPARKET? Something in her teeth, trying to figure out, toothpick, confused, calling her dog. She was looking for something. Floss or not to floss. Cleaning utensil, toothache, indecisive, hurt. Any of those hit it on the market, Toastmaster Gibson?
Braces. Trying to get the dirt out of the brace.
Oh, wow. Okay, so can tooth or toothache, can that be close? I was thinking toothache as well. But yes, good stuff. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciated that. Here's some applause, you guys. Excellent job. Let's go on to the next one. So our third one is content and organization. Content, we know, is information and subject material. And organization is how we systemically flow all of those coordinated parts. The two go hand in hand. So not only do we present information or subject material, but we need to connect them in such a way, they are coordinated for a reason, connect them in such a way that they can be conveyed seamlessly to our listeners or our audience, right? These are the foundations of our speech. And you need these. So I'm encouraging you to hook your listeners with at the beginning of your speech. Hook them with the first sentence that comes out of your mouth. Utilize bits of textual evidence, like statistics, facts, stories. Utilize them and make sure they're clarifying your point. And then, of course, end with a strong connection because you want your audience to grasp it. So maybe like a final thought or hope, some new question that you want them to muddle with. And those help to strengthen our content and our organization. So this activity also comes from Ethos 3, the Presentation Empowerment Company. And this one is called the Name Origin Activity. So on the next slide, you're going to choose one item and give, I see we're running on time, so maybe like a 30 seconds now speech on how you think it got its name. State your hook. Give us some made-up story. You do not have to know how it got its name, but make it up, and then finish with the connection. All right? So catch us with your first sentence. Give us the story of how it got its name, and then finish with your connection. Okay? And I am going to call on Distinguished Toastmaster Kelly. Is he in the room? Distinguished Toastmaster Kelly.
Yes, I am.
Hello, Distinguished Toastmaster Kelly. I want you to give us a good show, a model of this, right? So your item is the pair of sunglasses right there. Sunglasses. Name origin. How did it get its name? Go ahead.
Thank you. While everyone is social distancing from COVID-19, I'm using my sunglasses to social distance from the sun. Because when I woke up this morning and walked outside, it was extremely hot and the rays from the sun was causing my eyes to hurt. And I believe whoever came up with the word sunglasses, they did it because the sun was causing their eyes to hurt. And they understood that they needed sunglasses or shades to social distance from the sun. I want to encourage you, when you step out every day and life throws something like sun rays at you, put on your shades and keep your confidence. Remember, social distance from the sun with the sunglasses. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Kelly. Thank you. And I want some other volunteers to give us some great responses. I have 3 other items. We'll probably just be able to use 2. Sean Claude says, even while driving. I know, right? Any other volunteers? Distinguished Toastmaster Mogollon, you see anybody wishing to give it a try? I have a pair.
Oh, no, but we can voluntold Shakira Taylor.
Distinguished Toastmaster Shakira Taylor. Please give it a try. And then Distinguished Toastmaster Denison Balfour, get ready. I'm going to call on you next. And then we'll move on to our last one. Distinguished Toastmaster Taylor, take that Snickers. How did Snickers get its name? Hook us, quick story, and then connect to Ed. Go ahead. DTM Taylor? DTM Taylor might not be available at the moment.
Okay, do you have someone else?
Yes, I see that. Before I go to DTM Balfour, I see that Distinguished Toastmaster Deandra wanted to give it a try. Distinguished Toastmaster Deandra Dorset, are you alive?
Yes, I am.
Wonderful. Take that Snickers and tell us how it got its name.
If you're hungry, ladies and gentlemen, grab a Snicker. Yes. Now, if you know me, I love sweets. And what's more sweeter than having something chocolate and crunchy? Oh my gosh, I don't want to do Snickers. Okay.
What?
No, I wanted the flour. I'm sorry. But
what?
okay.
Distinguished Toastmaster Dorset.
Going to do the Snicker.
Paid for you.
No, I'm going to do the Snicker. Let's do this. 30 seconds. Let's go.
Yeah. Try it again.
All right. It's brown. It's chewy. It's crunchy. It's sweet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best thing that you are ever going to eat. I encourage you to grab this Snicker because, ladies, it is sweeter than sweet, crunchier than crunch, and it is something that you are not going to miss. Gentlemen, if you are looking for something to entice her with, then grab yourself a Snicker, because what is a better way to get to his or her heart than finding something sweet, something crunchy, and something chocolate? And this is how you're going to get your Snickers on that Snicker day. Thank you.
Thank you, DTM Dorset. I want to encourage everybody to utilize this. I love the Snickers ad, but I just want to encourage you that you're not selling the ad. You're not selling the item. You're giving it its name. But that was a good try, DTM Dorset. That was a good try. Distinguished Toastmaster Balfour, are you there?
I am here.
Do you want to choose the yellow elder or the laptop?
The yellow elder.
Go ahead. You have 30 seconds. Tell us how it got its name.
It's a burst of sunshine, so bright that in the middle begins to turn red. So it blooms and blossoms all over the islands of the Bahamas, and it is our national flower. So I believe that this flower got its name because of its bright, sunshiny yellow color and its blooming effect. Yellow elder. Thank you, Toastmaster Williams.
Nice job, Distinguished Toastmaster Balfour. Thank you so much. And we're going to move into our last element, just for the sake of time. And of course, I have this for you. Thank you all who participated. So the last one, innovation and impromptu speaking, particularly creativity. So creativity focuses on being original with your imagination. And of course, we do impromptu speaking all the time, speaking off the cuff. This is a higher tier skill. Most people never get this, but we practice this every opportunity that we speak inside Toastmasters. And it's something that we need in order to become acclaimed speakers. So I'm encouraging us to utilize an activity that will invoke our energy and our personality. It gets us to speak confidently, control our manner, to engage our thought process very quickly, and of course, to be genuine or invoke our level of authenticity. Right? And of course, that activity also from the ESOS Presentation Empowerment Company is the made up definition activity. This isn't a speech, but you are going to pick an unknown word from my next slide. These are all, I'm pretty sure, difficult to know. Do not look them up yet. And then I want you to give us your own made-up definition and use it in a sentence. I want you to have fun with this, but I want you to sound as if you are the English professor at that college that says, I know what this word means and I'm teaching the world. So I want you to sound or have that manner of confidence, but at the same time to utilize your creativity in impromptu speaking. So, distinguished Toastmaster Canonica, are you present?
I am present.
Wonderful, distinguished Toastmaster Canonica. Pick a word.
I'll do natiform.
Okay, natiform it is. Go ahead, give us whatever you think is the definition and use it in a sentence.
Natiform is the natural formation of something. For example, the Grand Canyon, as we know it today, is a natiform because of all the water that eroded the rocks away for thousands of millions of years, which would be billions.
Nice, nice. Believe it or not, natiform actually means something, it's a noun that resembles a butt. But you used it well. I love that you sounded confident. Can I get another? I see Billy Allen has a hand up. Billy, can you unmute your mic?
Wow. Okay. Yes, I'm ready.
Hey, Billy, go ahead and choose one of the nonsense words.
Griffonage.
Okay. So we have griffonage. Griffonage, that's correct. So go ahead. Give us your made-up definition and use it in a sentence.
To ride on top of something is the meaning. And while I was in the jungle, I decided to look for a horse, and I went for a griffonage ride where I found out that I needed a seat to put on its back because it was a rough ride. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Allen. Griffonage actually means unreadable handwriting, but you sold that word pretty good. And my last one, I'm going to choose Toastmaster Paris, Sandra Paris. Go ahead, choose a word, and we want you to quickly, because we're on time, we want you to quickly give us your made-up definition and utilize it in a sentence.
I choose parenthesia.
Paresthesia. There you go. Go ahead.
Have you ever been in an audience where people speak and they put everything in parentheses? Every other word, 1, 2, parentheses, 2, 3, parentheses. Well, I call that parenthesia. It is an overuse of parentheses.
Ah, okay.
And when you find that person, they have this addiction. They have this thing that is not right. They've got parenthesia.
I love it, Toastmaster Paris. Excellent. I like that. I like that a lot. Paresthesia is actually that pins and needles feeling you get sometimes when, you know, something rubs you the wrong way. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I think we've been able to go through all 4 of the activities and to give them a good try so that you get a feeling of them. You could utilize it when you're prepping for a speech with your mentors, your mentees. It's going to be an excellent help to develop your cohesion and concision, to develop your expressions and your feelings, to, of course, develop content and organization, and to help develop your creativity in impromptu speaking. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, well, let's give it up for Ernesto. Wow, that was so much fun. Who knew we had so many creative individuals in this district? Ernesto did. Great job. Thank you again. Let's give him one more big round of applause. If you don't have your screen on, then go ahead and use the reaction and clap and thumbs up because he rocked it. District 47 and its members appreciate you and all that you have provided to us. It was indeed very creative. Good job. Look at all these positive things here. I am posting the evaluation link in there. There are 177 people in this room. We should get at least 160 responses to that evaluation. Please take the time to do so now. Our next session is only in 7 minutes, so please be back here at 2 p.m. promptly to listen to Anthony Longley, our international regional